Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Because today, we're cracking open an incredible training manual found in the text, Faith That Works and Purifies. Now, if you're around 10 years old, or honestly, even if you're 110, the author lays this out as the ultimate guide to living a totally action-packed life for Jesus. We're going to explore exactly what the source material has to say about fighting off bad habits, showing genuine love, and actively rolling up our sleeves to help the people around us. So gear up and let's get into it.
Right off the bat, I want to ask you something directly. When you think about having faith, or looking to Calvary and what Jesus did, do you think it just means quieting your soul, avoiding your daily chores, and, just composing yourself to sleep? Like, is having faith basically just wrapping yourself up in a cozy blanket and taking a long nap while the rest of the world goes by? It's a serious question, because a lot of folks kind of think that once you believe, well, your job is totally done. You can just hit the snooze button on life. But, as you'll see, the source material gives us a completely different and way more exciting answer.
Section 1. Waking up your faith. Getting ready for action. So, the text introduces this idea that looking to Jesus is literally the exact opposite of going to sleep. It's like a giant alarm clock going off, telling you it's time to get up, suit up, and head out the door. We see it really stark contrast here. On one side, you've got sleeping faith. The text describes this as the non-performance of duty, which is basically just a fancy way of saying doing absolutely nothing and expecting everything to just be fine. But on the flip side, we have active faith. According to the source, true faith creates this real force inside you that works, and it actively purifies the soul from what the author calls the slime of selfishness. I mean, selfishness is sticky and gross, right? Active faith cleans all that out. The text makes it absolutely crystal clear. When we lay hold of Christ by faith, our work hasn't ended. Actually, it's just begun.
Section 2. Fighting the bad habits. The internal battle.
Let's be real for a second here. Every single person, no matter how good they try to be, has corrupt and sinful habits. Whether you're a kid out on the playground or an adult sitting in an office, we've all got bad habits we have to overcome. The text specifically calls this daily fight vigorous warfare. It's this intense spiritual battle against the really subtle, tricky traps of the enemy that try to pull you into bad behavior. And the thing is, the enemy doesn't always look like some obvious monster. Sometimes temptations come dressed up in disguises that look totally normal, or even religious. So, vigorous warfare is waking up, putting on your armor every single day and saying, nope, not gonna fall for that.
The text actually gives us a clear playbook of behaviors that followers of Christ have to avoid. Number 1, being sharp in deals. So, no cheating in games or making unfair, sneaky trades with your friends. Number 2, being hard-hearted without sympathy. You can't be mean or just ignore someone when they're hurting. Number 3 is using coarse speech. That means cutting out the bad words and the ugly language for sure. Number 4, being full of pomposity and self-esteem. Basically, no showing off or acting like you're the center of the universe. And finally, using harsh words to condemn. No bullying, no tearing people down. According to the text, these are the habits we have to actively push right out of our lives.
Section 3. Putting faith into action. The labor of love.
Okay, so we've talked about stopping the bad habits. But a real action plan isn't just about what you don't do, right? It's about what you do. The source material states that Bible religion means constant, zealous work. And it notes a totally crucial point here. The labor of love springs from the work of faith. We really need to get this balance exactly right. The author carefully points out that just running around doing busy activities won't magically save us. But true faith that unites us to Christ, that will naturally stir our souls into action. Think of faith kind of like a battery. You don't do good things to earn the battery, but once that battery of faith is inside you, it powers you up to do all these amazing, loving things for others.
So what does this power actually look like in action? Well, the source outlines exactly what a true Christian does. They feed the hungry, they clothe the naked, they visit the sick, and they minister to the afflicted. Now, if you're a 10-year-old kid watching this, you might be wondering, how do I even do that? Well, feeding the hungry might just mean sharing your lunch with a classmate who forgot theirs. Clothing the naked could be helping your parents gather up your outgrown jackets to donate to a shelter. Visiting the sick, that's as simple as making a cool get-well card for a friend who's home with a fever. A true Christian brings forth much fruit through real, tangible good works just like those.
Section 4. Your mission to help others. Rescuing those around you.
The text places a massive emphasis on helping children and youth. Look, there are kids all around you, in your school, in your neighborhood, maybe even sitting right next to you at church who are struggling. They might be feeling lost or hurt, ready to perish because of those subtle temptations we talked about earlier. So let's break down exactly how you can apply this mission in your daily life using 3 clear steps straight from the text. Step 1. Look around at the youth around you. Keep your eyes open in the cafeteria or the classroom. Notice who looks lonely. Step 2, show heartfelt interest in them. Go ask how they're doing. Invite them to play a game. And step 3, help save them from the foe's wiles. Be a good influence. If someone is pressuring them to do something wrong, be that brave friend who steps up and says, "Nah, let's go do this instead." You can absolutely do this, because the text reminds us that Christ died for those kids too.
You know, a really interesting word the author uses here is voluntary. Christ calls for voluntary cooperation. Jesus doesn't force anyone to be his helper. He's actively looking for volunteers. The source explains that he wants you to be his special agent, doing earnest, consistent work, because every single kid you see is incredibly precious in God's sight. He wants to partner with you voluntarily to save souls and bring them eternal happiness. How cool is that?
Section 5, Shining a Safe Light, the ultimate goal.
We're wrapping up this manual by looking at the amazing final result of all this. When you engage in this vigorous warfare against bad habits, when you let your faith spring into a true labor of love, and when you step up to volunteer to help the kids around you, you hit the ultimate goal. I want to read this really powerful quote directly from the source material. "A religion which shines out in good works emits a clear, sure, safe light." Just think about that for a second. The world can be a pretty dark and confusing place, especially for kids just trying to figure things out. But when you put your active faith into motion, you literally become a lighthouse. You emit a safe light. You make the world brighter, clearer, and much safer for everyone else around you. They can look at you and know for sure that they have a friend they can trust.
So the text leaves us with one final, huge question. How will your light shine today? The action plan is completely laid out for us. You know now that faith isn't a nap. It's a vigorous, exciting mission. So what bad habit are you going to fight today? What good work will you do? Who's that one kid at school or at church that you're going to show heartfelt interest in? Take a moment right after this explainer ends to decide exactly what active good work you're going to step into today. The mission is all yours.